I have 5 reasons why, in my opinion, movement watches are better than Rolex.
Has it really come to this? Okay boys, so if you've been keeping up with the channel, a couple of days ago I put out a video called Why I Hate Movement Watches, in which I went through all the reasons that movement watches truly are terrible value for money, and why I hate the company's business model. I think it's kind of anti-consumer. They got really good marketing, but the products are trash, essentially. I'd probably recommend watching that video before you come back and watch this one. But then literally 2 days later, our buddy Alpha M comes out with this video, 5 shocking ways movement watches are better than Rolex. You've got to be fucking kidding me, right? This isn't photoshopped. This is genuinely a video that's still live on his channel to this day. I thought it was some prank video at first, or I thought it was a joke video, but I've had a brief look and it turns out it's serious. This is just like one of his regular videos now, and the amount of you guys that have contacted me on social media and messaged me about this video is crazy. So I thought, you know what, let's watch this video together. Let's have a look at what this guy's got to say, because maybe he's got some valid points. Maybe a £2 Chinese terrible watch is better than a Rolex that's worth thousands. And then after the video, I want to talk about where this is heading. Alright, let's go then.
Dare you, Alpha, compare movement to the god of watches, Rolex, in the same video? Just chill, bro. Before you give this video a thumbs down, why don't you stop, take a deep breath, and give it a thumbs up?
How about no? It turns out they didn't work very well as well. If you actually look at the like to dislike ratio, he's got twice as many dislikes than likes, so your bribery hasn't worked.
Did you do it? Anyway, guys, today I am talking about movement. I'm also talking about Rolex in the same video, because I have 5 reasons why, in my opinion, movement watches are better than Rolex.
Is the first reason the fact that you're paid, Aaron? That you think there's something that's clearly not comparable in any way, shape or form to a Rolex is better than a Rolex? We'll see. Let's have a look.
As you know, I refer to myself as a huge watch slut. I'm a slut. I can't help myself. When it comes to sexy watches, I'm a slut. This is the opposite of watch snob. Slut will bang anything, right? Doesn't matter. You're like, whatever. I think you're hot, I'm gonna do it.
What's with all the sex references, man? I'm not sure that's really that valid to make the point. Are you feeling alright, Aaron?
Consent. I'm a slut. I am a watch slut. I'll bang, aka wear, any watch that I think is super sexy and sick.
We get it, you're a slut. You don't have to say it 400 times. I don't get the point here. Maybe this is like a sly jab at the watch snob kind of people or whatever that recommend better watches than movement. Maybe he's saying that, you know, movement's better than them. I don't know. Let's see what he's got to say.
Category, because honestly, their designs are super sleek, they're sexy, they're sick, and I want to bang them. Are
you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? The designs aren't in any way. I exposed in the last video that I did on the Why I Hate Movement Watches that they don't even come up with their own designs. They just mass ship them from China anyway, and they look the same as millions of other watches out there, so that's a lie.
I also like banging Rolexes and going a little high-end sometimes. Not everybody can bang high-end watches like Rolex. First reason, in my opinion, that movement is better than Rolex is heritage. Rolex was started...
Heritage? What? What? You mean like a 100-year-old company is comparable in any way to a drop-shipping Chinese company? What? What? Is something going on? Maybe I'm wrong.
Started in 1905 by 2 gentlemen, Hans Wilsdorf and Alfred Davis. Hans and Alfred were like, yo, we want to make dope-ass watches. And so they did, and they started a brand. They called it Rolex. A bunch of like mergers and acquisitions happened. They moved to Switzerland. They've been rocking it ever since.
I'm excited now. I'm excited. After all that, after all the heritage, let's see how movement can compete with that.
Movement was also started by 2 dudes, Jake and Kramer. In 2013, these 2 dudes were like, yo, we want sick-ass watches. The problem is that they were poor college kids, right? In 2013, they're like, yo, we can't afford to spend hundreds or thousands on a watch.
Well, the thing is, this is the big marketing thing for movement. That's the selling point that they try and push continually, as I mentioned in a couple of videos I've done before. So they kind of say that, you know, they wanted watches that they could afford. But the thing is, it's a load of crap. Because there are watches out there, like a Timex Fairfield, that were readily available back then, which are higher quality but at a much lower price than the movement watches. This isn't anything to do with what watches they wanted at a personal level. They just thought, you know what, how about we just bulk buy from China, stick a logo on, and then put it a huge markup, and then we just market the hell out of it and get guys like Alpha M to advertise it to millions of people. And then it doesn't matter about the quality of the goods when you've always got new leads coming in.
They didn't have any money, and so they're like, yo, we're millennials, Jack, we can do this. And so they went to Indiegogo and raised a few hundred.
I can't believe he's actually put the Indiegogo page on there. This is a similar screenshot to what I included in my last video, and you can see clearly that these used to be $59, which is a much better price point, but because they're marketing the hell out of them now, they've just raised the price for no reason to over $100 for most of their watches. It's just insane.
They wanted to cut out the middleman. They thought they could do it better.
We already pointed out in the last video, this ain't about cutting out any middlemen. They are the middleman. And any money that you would have saved by them cutting out retail stores and stuff like that, it's just being pocketed by the owners, or it's just been spent on more advertising and then being pocketed by guys like Alpha M.
Use social media and this whole new internet thing in order to grow, expand, and dominate in the watch world. And guess what? They did. So, because Jake and Kramer are two dudes like me and like you that did something amazing, I'm gonna give the whole heritage nod and point to them.
Are you insane? Are you actually insane? So, two guys that were just, you know, quite early on the kind of dropship trend who decided, you know what, let's give really poor value to our consumers. They're winning in terms of heritage? Are you joking? Honestly, I don't know what this guy's doing. Were you taking drugs before filming this video, Aaron? Saying stuff like the heritage of movement is better than the heritage of Rolex? Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds? Or does it not matter because your ears are plugged with $50 notes?
Now, for quality, that goes to Rolex. You really can't beat Rolex in terms of quality, reliability. It's just an amazing timepiece. In terms of reliability, these are not as accurate as a battery-powered or quartz movement watch. Movements are a more accurate watch. The other upside to a battery-powered watch, you take it off, you set it down for a few days, a few months, you pick it up, it's keeping perfect time because it's battery-powered.
But the thing is, I don't think you can really use that as a way of saying that movement is better than Rolex, because I think that most watch nerds would probably tell you that an automatic mechanical movement is better than a quartz movement anyway, and it's the same for any quartz watch. This Timex has a quartz movement, so it's not an inherent advantage of a movement watch, so don't see how you can use that as a selling point of just the movement watch.
And set it down, it'll stop, and then you gotta change the date, you gotta set it again, and guess what? Automatic. New Arc Automatic Series. Look at that. It's got a domed crystal. It is not sapphire, but it's still super hard and really...
It's not sapphire. Bear that in mind. Sapphire is like something that you would expect for around about 120 to 150 pound mark. Let's see how much this costs.
Cool. The back, you've got like a little window that you can see the inner workings. This is a stainless steel case. Band is also quick release, 100% leather.
All them selling points that he's listed right there, they kind of aren't really selling points. As I mentioned in the other video, the strap is terrible. It's genuine leather. He's about to say how much this watch costs. It's crazy. It hasn't got sapphire crystal. The movement is quite a generic, cheap movement on the whole. Case is just the exact same 316L stainless steel that you get at loads of watches at a quarter of the price. And also the quick release straps are just a standard when it comes to fashion watches anyway now. It's not anything unique or special.
Tell you movement, you're killing it with this.
Let's see if this is actually good value for the consumer. Okay, so this is the one that he was just promoting. This one here is the exact one that he had on his wrist. 265 quid. Oh my god. That is super overpriced. You can get some really nice watches that will hold their value, which have got much better specs than that watch, with similar aesthetics for less money than that. He was talking about how it has this automatic movement, but the thing is, you can get an automatic movement for under £100, which often even has sapphire crystal glass and a better quality strap. If you want to see a video I did on better alternatives to movement watches that are much better value for money, click the iCard after this video. It'll be on the end screen as well. Don't buy this watch.
Why movement is better than Rolex is affordability. The automatic, they're at like 300 bucks.
He's saying that it's better in terms of affordability. I would say it's probably not better in terms of affordability. Yes, it's, you know, physically less money to pay, but based on what you're getting in return, Not a chance. The movement watches are some of the most overpriced on the market. You can get stuff that have got better specs, like this Timex watch, for a third of the price. And you can't really say the same about what you get with a Rolex, because you get so much more than just the watch with the Rolex. With the Rolex, you expect to pay lots of money and then you get lots back in return. With a movement watch, proportionally compared to other watches of the same specs, you're paying loads of money and then getting very basic performance back in return. So I have to say I disagree with that one.
Which is an incredible price point for the quality and the movement of this watch. But
That's a lie.
regular movement watch, the idea of paying thousands of dollars for a watch for most people is absolutely something they can't do or won't do. And so if you're into watches, like, you can sort of... Fourth reason why movement is better than Rolex is accessibility. You can't find Rolexes right now. They've got something going on at the corporate level where they have squeezed production and are not releasing a lot of watches.
You see, I'm not sure of the sort of legitimacy of what he's saying here, because I haven't researched this point in particular. I don't know what it's like maybe in the US where he's from, but what I do know is that if I'm in the UK, for instance, I can go down to my local town and just buy a Rolex if I wanted to. Not like I've got the money for it, but I could. They are readily available in the UK, at least the majority of them seem to be. So in the comments of this video, please let me know if what he's saying here is actually true or not. I'd be interested to know. But based on the fact that he's telling us that movement are better than Rolex, it's hard to trust anything that comes out of his mouth.
They're very available. They've got tons of them. And if you like one, you see one, you can buy it like that.
Again, that's not an advantage of movement. I guess that's an advantage of, you know, any of the major watch brands. I mean, loads of the ones that actually sell in physical retail stores, they have even more of an advantage because you can buy them in loads of places online, and then you can also buy them in a retail store. And often when there's multiple places selling the watches, it's better because there's more price competition. And they can't just do what Movement have done over the years and just gradually ramp the price up until they're ridiculous cost. You saw on the Indiegogo, it was $59. Now it's over $100 for most of their models.
Fifth reason why, in my opinion, Movement is better than Rolex, I'm gonna call it the freak the out factor. Because if you lose $1,000, $5,000 to $10,000, you're gonna freak the out. A Movement watch, a few $100. Like, it's gonna suck.
Well, I guess this is kind of true. But again, it's kind of just a repeat of the previous point that you've just said. And also, the thing is, people buying Rolexes are normally really rich anyway. I mean, in your videos, Aaron, as with some of the other YouTubers, all we ever seem to actually see you wearing is Rolexes anyway, because, you know, it doesn't matter for you. If you lose one, you can easily afford another one, whereas people buying lower end watches are people who don't have this big money to throw around. So for instance, for me, the price of that Movement watch is crazy, and that's quite a lot of money for me to be spending on something. The only thing I'd be freaking the F about is if I saw one of my friends wearing a Movement watch. I'd be like, are you an idiot?
Because Movement watches are so affordable, a few $100, under a few $100 in a lot of cases.
We've already pointed out, they're not really affordable for what you get.
You know, you can afford to buy a few different ones.
Well, the thing is, for the price of a Movement watch, you can buy multiple Timex watches. It's mad. Movement, objectively, isn't very good value for money when you're doing that sort of thing.
I am a watch slut. I wanted to do this video today because I hear so many people like crapping on Movement watches, or saying and saying crap because I promote them.
I wonder if he's made this video directly in response to that video I did a couple of days ago. Because if you search Movement Watch Review, finally, towards the top end of the results, you got videos like from my channel where I'm actually telling the honest truth about whether they're actually worth it or not. And the reality is they're not, and obviously it's not very good for Alpha M.
I love Movement watches. I think the designs are sick. I love the owners. I love the story. I love everything. Does it have the history of Rolex? No, but...
Well, you said earlier that it had better heritage than Rolex. Which one is it, Aaron?
If you love Movement, you can afford one and want to buy one, buy it, and screw everybody else. It doesn't matter what anybody else says other than you rocking an incredibly beautiful, sexy, and badass watch.
It does matter what other people say if what they're saying is the truth. Like the fact that there are loads of way better alternatives that offer your viewers much better value for money on their part. In the video, it's all me, I love these watches, I love this, I love that. Where's the consideration for your audience, Aaron? Do you not do any research about the brands before you work with them? Or do you just say yes as soon as they hand you the paycheck? Alright, let's summarize my thoughts then with regards to this. With this one, it's obviously really difficult to trust anything that he says in the video. The video is 7 minutes 48 long, and it's essentially 7 minutes and 48 seconds of pure advertisement for Movement. With regards to this video in particular, I don't know what you were thinking, man. I mean, if you have a look at the likes and dislikes, that just says something about what your audience actually thought of this piece of content. And the comments as well, they really sum it up, you know. It's a time teller here with a true comment. These movement commercials are getting out of hand. I'm a fan, Aaron, but videos like this damage your brand. Exactly. And this is how you ruin the trust between you and your audience. You've even got big YouTubers here. This guy with 1.6 million subscribers chiming in, you know, agreeing that, you know, Movement is a marketing company, a good one, but they sell $2 to $3 Alibaba watches for $200. No watch heritage there. Exactly. And the thing is, this guy, obviously, he knows about watches. He's wearing a Rolex. He should know how his company actually operates. But he's still promoting them anyway because they're just giving him so much money. If I had a video that came out like this and it got such a backlash against the brand, especially against the way that he'd gone about doing the content, you know, I wouldn't want to work with that sort of brand. I wouldn't want to promote the brand. But the thing is, Aaron, I don't think that you, and I don't think that some of the other big creators anymore, give a damn about the audience whatsoever. And you know exactly what you're doing with this one. You knew that people would go all in on the comment section on this one, because in the comments yourself, you've put, "Be gentle, gentlemen," which suggests that you knew that this video wouldn't be popular, but you still put it out anyway. If I knew that the video was going to be one that loads of people hated because it was a poor piece of content, I won't put it out. I don't know if that's supposed to be some sort of joke. It's not really a funny joke. The only reason that this has been put out is because Movement have handed you a freaking huge check. This video just absolutely shows that you don't give a damn about your audience, because this video, you know, comparing Movement to Rolex, it's like comparing a plastic toy car to a Ferrari, as I said in the last video. It's madness. And you're lying to consumers and saying that they're things that they're not. And it's a real shame, because I think that not only your channel, but maybe a couple of other channels too, are kind of losing the core reason, if you ever had the core reason as to why you started the channel, to help guys out there to look better, to feel better, and to not have to spend tons and tons of money doing it. Where's the care in this video? Recommending something that's completely overpriced, who just plow the money into just marketing through people like you, it's honestly, it's extremely disappointing. But this video, I've lost a lot of respect in you. But to be honest, you know, the amount of bombarding sponsored videos from some of these big YouTubers has been making me lose their respect for ages. I'm all for making money on YouTube, teaming up with companies on some sponsored content and stuff like that. When it gets to the stage where you don't see them as people anymore, it seems like you just see them as dollar signs that can convert so that you can get paid even more next time. It's a real shame, because the people in the end of these comments here, these are real people. And the dislikes, that's real people. If you didn't have such a large audience, I'm sure that 4.4k likes would be almost zero. And it's just absolutely gone too far. Like, I know that you and Jose from Teacher Men's Fashion, you've uploaded thumbnails of yourselves masturbating in bed just to try and get clicks, just because you got a video sponsored by some company that you have to drive traffic for. The amount of clickbait content is getting crazy. I've never seen so many freaking hacks videos in my life. And it's not even good content. I don't even think that it's helpful content a lot of the time. For instance, this video, what are people actually going to learn from this content in any way? We should be making content to help guys feel great about themselves, to give them the skills to tackle things, to choose clothes themselves. We shouldn't be bribing them in with stupid hacks videos that are telling them that they're gonna get laid instantly and stupid stuff like that. Basically, it feels like this space on YouTube is gradually turning into the dodgy ads that you see on the bottom and on the sides of websites, where it says, you know, click here and grow your schlong 5 inches longer. It's unrealistic. It's getting ridiculous. And the thing is, what these guys are doing is negatively affecting channels like mine. Because the problem is, they're bombarding stuff down your throat and making ridiculous claims in these videos like Movement are better than Rolex, and conditioning the audience to expect every product recommendation is just because of the video sponsor, which is totally understandable. I can see why people will get annoyed, but then the problem is that when I make any sort of product recommendation on any of my videos now, people are immediately accusing me of being a sellout, that the video secretly are sponsored. And this isn't just happening with my channel, this is happening with loads of the other small creators. Because people like you, Aaron, are setting a bad example with stupid videos like this. And you can no longer be trusted for accurate product advice. And also, one of the things that I've been really annoyed at recently, what some of you guys have been doing, is you've been preying on guys' insecurities loads just to get views, because you obviously have to get a certain amount of views to please the video sponsor. It's probably a combination of that and the fact that you might be running out of video ideas because you've been putting out so many videos every single week. It's crazy. There are tons of videos out there now saying, if you're wearing this, you're going to look terrible, 5 reasons you're ugly, and stuff like that. honestly, it's one of the reasons that the internet is bad for stuff like that. I'm sure that 7, 8 years ago, whenever you started this channel, Aaron, you wouldn't have expected it to turn out like that. And you're saying what I think is a bad standard. You're kind of like the role model for lots of other people. And people are now just seeing that they can get away with selling stuff in every single video, and that the audience isn't truly a consideration. You're better than this, and you've got the capability with the funds that you've got to make videos way better than these. Like the stuff like the Alpha M project was really good, and you did some videos similar that were in a similar sort of format too, and you terminated those series because they weren't bringing in enough cash, because cash is your only concern, even though actually the people who watched it, there's definitely a lot more value in them than some of these silly videos. I know you're watching this video, Aaron, because you watch several other ones where I'm critical like this, but I couldn't not make a video like this. I didn't want to make this video, but when I see something in my sub box, 5 shocking ways movement watches are better than Rolex, I just know that either you've gone insane or that the greed is just getting too much now. I'm really disappointed in you. I know that loads of your subs, evidently, are disappointed in you. Let's get out of there. I need to call out some of this stuff because it's just absolutely ridiculous. Either way, sorry for this sort of negative tone of this video, but this video needed to be made. These guys are getting away with stuff that's just utterly ridiculous. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this one actually telling the truth, please like the video. If you want some accurate product recommendations on stuff where I'm not recommending use trash products like Movement, please subscribe to the channel. Come on, Aaron, pick up the content. I'll see you later.
Hello, I like money.